Hello everyone, hope all is well. This is Teresa, aka 50 Plus 2013. Right now, I'm just getting home and I decided to go ahead and do my 6-month update since I left the narcissist. And in actuality, I had already mentally parted from the narcissist a year prior to me physically leaving. But I know I look a hot mess. I'm just in the mood to film this. This subject is not easy for me to talk about, not because I'm emotional or sensitive about it. It's just so overwhelming. When I finally figured out the type of person I was dealing with after many, many years of wondering, what is that thing that I can't put my finger on? And when I finally came to the realization, and then just researching and all of my researching matching up to the T, that I was dealing with a narcissistic personality and that things would never change or get better. And not that it can't, it can, but the narc will have to succumb to deep psychological therapy and deal with some issues in order to recover from that. And for the most part, they think too highly of themselves to even stoop that low to be put in a position to acknowledge there's something wrong. So back to me looking like a hot mess. I just had to get in front of the camera while I'm feeling like it. It's a windy day today, so my hair bits and pieces are sticking up because, you know, my hair broke out and around the edges, the nape of my hair. And I wore this foundation that I bought, and it's the Revlon Color Stay, and it's all patchy on me right about now. So I didn't want to touch up. I didn't want to take it off and do it over again. Close look, it's like very drying and patchy. And I was like, you know, there's nothing right now comparing to Born This Way and also L'Oreal Infallible. But anyways, moving on. I was asked to give an update by a subscriber. So just for anyone else who's interested, I am loving, I say, my space away from the narcissist. Like I said, mentally I had already separated from the narcissist. I had declared it over, although we still shared the same residence for a year prior to me actually moving out. I love my place. I love not having to feel frustrated behind things that when you're interacting with a normal person, you can get resolution. When you're interacting with a narcissist, you can't get no kind of resolution. That is so frustrating. So that part, I love the relief from that. I love my peace of mind. I love that I don't have to work hard to try to do for or please a person that can never be pleased, because you can never do enough for a narcissist because they think that they're so much better, so much worthier, and you're just not meeting their needs at any level, because they're just so much better than you, so superior and so great. And, you know, what are you doing just thinking that this is enough? Anyways, so like I said, I feel overwhelmed when I try to talk about things, and I hope soon I can talk about it in a way where I can stay focused and on point and just hit a point, move on, hit the point, move on, answer questions. Because the truth be known, I would have never known about this narcissistic behavior. I prayed so long, so long. I laid in my bed many nights saying, Lord, what is this thing? What is it? And to this day, my mind kind of goes back in hindsight. This is over 10 years worth of figuring out in my head, what on earth is wrong? The jealousy of the narcissist is horrible. So I'm glad that I don't have to compete, or my grandchildren don't have to compete. My children don't have to compete. This is my second husband, so he's not my children's father, biological father. And they were grown. Almost my let's see, did my daughter turn 18? They were fully mature and already just basically who they were going to be personality-wise and everything. There was nothing he did to help mold my kids, add to them, or anything. They didn't benefit at all from knowing him. And so anyways, I'm a strong person naturally. I'm not a person that's weak, or you can just tell me things and I'm going to believe it. I question a lot of things. You can't answer me, then you know you're kind of like moved to the side because you're not answering. And I don't understand what you're saying. Stuff have to make sense. I'm about common sense. I'm about my gut feeling. I'm about what the Word of God says. And if you can't provide any peace to those 3 areas in my life, I just can't hear you. So it's not like I was affected like that. And I hope that no one thinks that, you know, I'm suffering any of those ways. If you would talk to other narcissist people, I'm nowhere near any of them. And trust me, I'm not in denial. I've been a person that been through enough prior to my husband to already not even let certain things get to me. But I live in the apartment, and I feel very happy here. I feel it's in a perfect spot. I have convenience all around me, and I'm waiting on my car, my transportation. I'm not far from work, not far from anything. And if I don't want to take a bus, I can walk, or I can just take an Uber. I'm slowly but surely bringing things into the apartment that just make me feel good to look at. And you don't have to consider another person, although I wouldn't mind considering another person, but I don't have to consider a person that you can't please. All right. So I love that my grandchildren can come over and we're just free to not feel like there's that competition. And I'm loving the fact that I don't have a person that's constantly playing a victim and complaining and never happy and just bring out negativity on every level. There's just like very little positivity that is brought to the table because you're not talking about them, worshiping them, praising them, complimenting them. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. So I feel so good that I have me to look out for, me to feed, even me to do laundry for, just me, because like I said, you can never even please them in simple things like even with laundry. So the whole update is, you guys, I'm perfectly fine. I'm progressing towards getting what I need to feel like I'm all the way at home in my apartment. And basically, I'm just good. So just know that I'm good and still continue to pray for me, because when you pray for me, you're praying for remembering people out there that are subject to this type of personality, and they need your prayer. So I can be like a stand-in person. So even if you know somebody in your life, or you suspect somebody, or you're the person, then we're just praying for one another, because this is a subject that just blows my mind. It blows my mind. But I'm not well versed enough in it to just talk about it on the level I would love to. So I still ponder a lot about the subject of a narcissistic behavior. But anyways, also, I don't hate my husband, who I'm glad I'm away from. I pray for him. I feel sorry for him. I feel bad for him. I don't hate him. I don't wish him any type of harm. I wish that he can have the revelation and understanding and turn his life around. I wish the best for him. But I'm so glad I'm not with him, because there's no point to being with a person who has no empathy, does not have real emotions like a person like you and I would have to feel for a person, enhance a person, be there for a person, support a person. You just don't have it, so there's no point to it. So that's all I want to say. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next video.